Well, this evening we are doing something that we did once before, which is bringing in an adult female, not only just a regular adult female, a pregnant one. So we're going from first base to third base. So this particular one is pretty interesting because the mother is actually pregnant by two of my dog's father, which is Axel. Axel is an IGP3 champion, a very sought after dog, and this is going to actually be the first time that Axel had a litter in the United States. And my guy Fernando, which is Eduardo's older brother, is the owner of this female, and so I am overly excited about this because it's all about improving the breed, but also improving your kennel. And the only way to improve your kennel is by having quality females. People don't know that I'm a little bit of a comedian and I can sing, but yeah, I am a funny guy. Because I don't drink, people. I don't drink, I don't do drugs. And my wife tells me that if I was to drink, I would be really extra because I'm already on 10. But remember, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Give me head or give me liberty. I'm back again, baby.
Hey, you got a different car this time?
Yeah, I got rid of the Prius. So people, we valet because we want to be in and out. This is LAX, and there's a zoo up here. Guess what? We're back at LAX again, and we're gonna go meet my guy Fernando, which is Eduardo's older brother. He's getting into the Doberman breed a lot more now, and he's understanding that this breed is really, really special. And guess what? We're gonna be importing a female pregnant by the same sire as my two boys, Gaius and Titus. It's always like a newborn baby, but it ain't my baby this time. It's the reason why we're importing females pregnant, because it cuts the red tape with the new CDC regulations, all right? Now, you know, CDC wants you to have the dog, can't be no younger than 6 months of age. Well, you know what? We're gonna go from first base, we're gonna be going to home plate. It speeds the breeding process up, but it also saves us money, saves us time, saves us grief. The reason why it saves us money as breeders is because sometimes when you get a female imported and you're spending about maybe 7, 8, 10 grand, the dog may not pan out to be what the dog's supposed to be. Nothing's guaranteed with these animals, okay? So the dog may die, the dog may get ill, or the dog health test may not come back the way you want it to be. If you're gonna be into the money game, if you're gonna do training, most of these dogs we imported now are already titled. So you don't have to do the obedience or the protection training, vice versa, because guess what? They're already dialed in. The flight may get here at 8, but depending on the guy who's bringing the animal, it may take an hour to come through customs, it may take 30 minutes, so we don't know. It's the anticipation. So Eduardo won't be here, but his brother Fernando is coming. Actually, Fernando is the actual owner. This is his first time importing a female pregnant. So yeah, so Warsaw is in Poland. This is his flight, the guy that's bringing the dog. And they just landed baggage claim 1. So we're gonna hang by baggage claim 1. The process, once the plane has landed, of course the dog is gonna travel cargo in the belly of the plane. And trust me people, air pressure and temperature is controlled in the belly of the plane. Once the transport and the dog lands, then now the process of going through customs. Now, U.S. Customs want to make sure that the dogs have the rabies shots, health certificate, and they're going to also make sure that they pay the right amount of custom fees. And the fees are 10% of what you typically purchase the dog for. So if your breeder and you're cool and he puts down $1,500, then your fee to customs is $150. That ain't a hack, but it's kind of whack. Now the process goes with the transporter himself being cleared through customs. Hopefully we should be in no more than 35, 45 more minutes.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 35, 45 minutes.
Oh, Fernando, what's going on, man? You good?
Yeah.
Hey, people, this is the new father again. This is Fernando. He's with, what's your Instagram handle?
It's Vasquez European Doberman.
Vasquez European Doberman. He's got a great male called Solo. Check him out. And you've been dealing with Dobermans a long time, right? I would say relatively a long time. Pigeons too.
Pigeons too, yes.
Right. So tell me about this female that's coming over here.
Mike told me about this female in, I believe in March. You know, he gave me all her info, I was looking into it. And then in April, I pulled the trigger. Well, she was in Greece. From Greece, once I bought her, I had her shipped to Russia, where she got mated to, you know,
Axel.
Axel, yeah.
Why did you pick Axel? And I'm a little bit partial.
Axel, the reason why I picked Axel was because there's not a lot of IGP3 dogs here in the U.S. You know, having a litter of Axel here in the U.S., I mean, to me, it's big.
There's not a lot of dogs out there, even in Eastern Europe, that has IGP3 and conformation show titles. You know, they can be loaded up with a bunch of show but are they evenly on the other side with working? And that's far and few. And this is gonna be the first time. I'm excited. Hell, I may even get a dog. That'll be the 5th one. I'm not an animal hoarder, but I'm even excited for him because it is the first litter that Axel's gonna have in the United States.
Yes.
So we should have no problem selling this litter at all.
I haven't done anything as far as what?
Just importing like a pregnant.
No, this is my second time doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did it in February when I imported the male. You know, I pulled the trigger on this female.
This is his first time importing a female pregnant.
Pregnant,
right.
Yeah, because CDC regulations are so tight now, this is how we like skip from first to third base.
Yes.
You can buy a nice puppy, but the puppy may not pan out. She can't get pregnant. So a lot of things can happen. At least here we know
She's pregnant.
she's pregnant.
She's pregnant.
Right?
My plan is to keep the top female, and then after that, I mean, maybe I'm gonna give her about a year off and then breed her again to my male.
Real breeders, even like in the pigeon game, right? The foundation is the females. They carry most of the mitochondrial DNA. The male just accentuates the litter. It makes the puppies look even better. So when you go out there and you're trying to buy a puppy, don't let these breeders like gaslight you, just showing you the male. You should want to see the female just as much. I'm trying to get him to actually go to Croatia for the IDC show in September. And the only thing I think is gonna mess us up is that the litter's dropping.
Exactly.
Right? But listen, people, if you're trying to be in this game, you gotta go where the best is, and you gotta show your face, you gotta shake hands, you gotta learn from them, because that's the only way you're gonna learn how to be improving your kennel, because in this breeding game, we're steadily trying to improve. I can only relate to it as far as pigeons, right? Like, you wanna get the best pigeons, because then when you get the best pigeons, people buy pigeons from you, and then they start winning money off their bloodline, like Eduardo told me before recently, somebody just won like 20 grand. It's all about the bloodline, and it's also knowing how to read the pedigree. You gotta know what the ZTP means, what the BH means, what IGP means. On the 3rd generation, it used to be called Schützen. 2nd generation, it was called IPO. So you gotta know these things, people, and know what ZTP is. Know all these things. Here we going from 1st to 3rd. Who's on 1st, what's on 3rd? You know that joke?
We have who's on 1st, what's on 2nd, I don't know's on 3rd.
The entry point for people coming into the country is right here. So it's almost like you can't pass a certain area, rope. North America, South America. North America, South America. And it's like you're waiting with anticipation. Like I said, this is not even my dog, and I'm excited, because this dog had sex with my dog's father. And I feel like there's some kind of symbolic bond there. And people don't realize that, it's different when you see a dog online or with pictures and stuff. But to see the dog in person is a little bit more impressive. With our connection that we have, we've been like pretty much on point on what we've been expecting and getting. Be careful who you deal with when you're buying animals from a different country, because it ain't like you can go over there and just say, I want my money back. They're like, you better go kick rocks. So you gotta trust your breeder and have a good rapport. And to me, I think the most important thing when you're importing animals is communication. I don't wanna like message you on WhatsApp and it takes you 3 or 4 days to return my message, and you already gotten half my money. How are you gonna do it where you got now another grown female already at home? How are you gonna incorporate them or let them meet?
I'm gonna keep them separated. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna risk it. She's pregnant, and I'm not gonna risk anything. So yeah, she's gonna be separated.
All right, here she is. Oh, she's nice and healthy. Wow. Look at that chest, man. Wow. Look at that. See that? Are you gonna let me get second pick, Mel?
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Tell me, what was your first impression of her when you saw her in person?
I mean, like I said, you just see pictures. Seeing her in person, I mean, I could see the qualities in her.
I'll be honest with you, she's more impressive in person. I'm definitely loving the symmetry, her top line, her bottom line, and I love the chest. And her disposition, her temperament is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, the little girl that came over here to want to pet her, she was innocent. She had a toy in her hand. Depending on her clarity, she could have went off like, okay, it's time to play, time to protection work. But she realized it wasn't that time, it wasn't that kind of party right now. It was like everybody coming up to her calm and peacefully. And bro, this is like, this is a good family dog. Yeah. And you got kids.
I got kids.
So yeah, the owner of the sire, Christine, she doesn't really have a male to replace Axel yet, but I said I'm sure she has him on ice, right? That means that she's freezing some semen. Miles asked me a good question. He said, well, how long can that last? Well, it can stay frozen forever, but the problem is when you're gonna use it to inseminate a female that's in season, you have to let it thaw. When you let the sperm thaw, you lose about 30% of the actual sperm, so the motility rate goes down. That's why we do chilled versus frozen. When we do TCI or AI, which is artificial insemination, chilled means that it's extracted, and then we're using it right then, or we use it in a few days, depend on the extenders that are used. 3-day extenders, 10-day extenders. So chill, next day, frozen, 100 years from now. Guys, you know what? Now he's gonna go home, let her take a real poop and take a real pee, get some real water and food. Until then, boom!